What happens when an entitled customer thinks she's above the rules and treats the people just doing their jobs like they're beneath her? Well, she learns the hard way that no amount of money makes you untouchable. And for one particularly nasty customer at a small-town car wash, that lesson came with a side of public humiliation, all thanks to an employee who was tired of being disrespected. If you've ever dreamed of putting an entitled jerk in their place, hit that like button and subscribe, because this is one of those stories that proves karma might be slow, but it's brutal when it arrives. On the outskirts of a sleepy little town, tucked between a gas station and a strip mall, stood a modest, family-owned car wash. It wasn't glamorous work, long hours, wet clothes, and the occasional spray of soap in your face. But for Evan, the young attendant who worked there full-time, it was honest work. Most days, the job was manageable. Customers rolled through, cars got washed, and everyone left happy. And then there were days when the place went from dead quiet to a chaotic rush. Cars lined up bumper to bumper, and tempers, both from staff and customers, ran high. Still, Evan prided himself on staying patient, even when people complained about the weather, the prices, or how long the line was. But nothing tested his patience more than the new corporate policy. You see, the car wash offered a monthly membership. Pay a flat fee, get unlimited washes, a great deal for regulars. All they had to do was stick a barcode on their windshield. Simple, right? Apparently, not. Some members refused to stick it on. They'd tape it, hold it up, balance it on the dash. Anything but follow the instructions. And recently, corporate had cracked down. New rule. No sticker on the windshield, no wash. It wasn't Evan's idea. He didn't care if people glued the sticker to their forehead. But if he didn't enforce the rule, his job was on the line. And oh, did people hate that rule. It was a Tuesday afternoon when she showed up. Evan spotted her SUV from a mile away, the kind of oversized luxury vehicle that looked more like a status symbol than a mode of transport. Behind the wheel sat a woman who could have stepped straight out of a Customer from Hell training video. Platinum blonde hair, comically oversized sunglasses, and a pinched expression that screamed, "I'm better than you." She rolled forward, holding the barcode sticker between two manicured fingers, pressed lazily against the glass, as if Evan were invisible. "Good afternoon, ma'am," he greeted with his usual forced cheer. "Just a heads up, we have a new policy now. You'll need to—" "I know," she snapped, cutting him off before he could finish. "They told me last time. I haven't had time, and I'm not doing it." Her voice was sharp, nasal, and full of contempt. Evan blinked, stunned by her rudeness, but kept his tone calm. "I'm just letting you know. I pay $27 a month," she interrupted again, louder this time. "I'll put the sticker wherever I want." Every word dripped with entitlement. And when Evan gently reminded her it wasn't his rule, she rolled her eyes, waved a dismissive hand, and drove through anyway. Evan's blood boiled as he watched her exit the wash and pull up to the vacuum area. She spent 15 minutes there, barking into her phone, tossing trash out of her car onto the pavement, and glaring at employees like they were dirt beneath her heels. When she finally came over, he tried one last time. "Ma'am," he said politely, "just so you know, if the sticker's not up next time, we won't be able to let you in." She scoffed, snapping her sunglasses back into place. "Then I'll most likely be canceling my membership," she said, with a tone that suggested she thought that was some kind of threat. Evan forced a smile. "That's entirely up to you." Inside, though, he was doing mental cartwheels. Good riddance. But even after she left, the anger didn't. It sat there, gnawing at him. This wasn't just about one rude customer. It was about the dozens like her. People who treated him like a doormat just because they paid for a service. People who refused to follow the simplest instructions and blamed him for enforcing them. Something inside Evan snapped. He sat in the tiny back office, staring at the computer screen. On it was a database of member accounts, names, license plates, and barcode IDs. And there she was. Her name glared at him from the screen like a challenge. For 30 minutes he debated. His conscience told him to let it go. But his anger, the same anger fueled by countless entitled customers before her, told him this was his chance. Finally, he clicked a button. And with a few keystrokes, her barcode ID was replaced with a brand new one. It was a subtle change, invisible to her. But the next time she rolled up holding that little sticker against the glass, the scanner would reject it. And the system would flag her account as inactive. And here's the kicker. Once a new barcode was issued, company policy required a 24-hour activation period, which meant even if she begged for a new one, she'd be turned away. 3 days later it happened. The car wash was slammed. A line of cars snaking around the block, the sun beating down, everyone impatient. Evan was manning the scanner when he saw it. The same hulking SUV rolling forward, same sticker held lazily against the windshield. No time. The scanner beeped once, then flashed red. Donate. The woman frowned and rolled down her window. "What's the problem?" she barked. Evan said, scanning it again. Beep. Red. "It looks like your membership isn't active." "That's impossible," she hissed. "I pay for it." "Could be an issue with the sticker," he said, his tone carefully neutral. "Do you have it mounted on your windshield?" "I told you," she snapped, voice rising. "I'm not putting it there." Evan said, pretending to think. "Well, unfortunately, without the sticker properly placed, the system sometimes fails to recognize it. You'll need a new one. But just so you know, new barcodes take about 24 hours to activate." Her face twisted with rage. 24 hours. "I have places to be." "I understand, ma'am," he said sweetly, projecting his voice just loud enough for the line of waiting drivers behind her to hear. "But unfortunately, that's the company policy. Without the sticker mounted, there's nothing we can do." The honk started almost immediately. A driver behind her leaned out the window. "Come on, lady. Move. Read the sign," another yelled. "Sticker goes on the windshield." The woman's cheeks flushed bright red. She sputtered, shouted, and even demanded to speak to a manager. But the manager backed Evan up. Company rules were company rules. With every passing second the pressure built. Honks grew louder, comments sharper. And the once untouchable Karen. Now she was the spectacle. Finally, with a furious screech of tires, she whipped her SUV into reverse and stormed out of the lot. Humiliated, defeated, and very, very powerless. Evan stood there watching her taillights disappear, a grin tugging at the corners of his mouth. For the first time in weeks he felt lighter. It wasn't just about her. It was about every entitled customer who'd treated him like a servant. Every person who'd made his job harder because they thought they were above the rules. At last, please share and subscribe my channel.